We have to understand, attack on one faith is an attack on all our faiths.
Living with fear and bigotry is a reality for most American Muslims. According to a poll released by Pew Research, almost half of Americans believe that U.S. Muslims are anti-American. Anousheh Hussein is a journalist who has dealt with these prejudices. As you know, tremendous amount of rhetoric, anti-Muslim rhetoric in the campaign right now. And a lot of people are responding to it negatively and some, unfortunately, positively. How does it impact you personally? I'm interested in sort of the human dimension of this, not at the abstraction.
You know, it affects us a lot. It affects us a lot. Women I know, scholars, family members, any woman that covers, even if you're just wearing the headscarf, yelled at, pushed at on the street. And you know, in Washington, it's really personal because we have so many think tanks and Muslims are in the government. I mean, these are our policymakers. These are our average citizens. Soldiers, exactly. I mean, President Obama pointed out yesterday, even our IT staff. But it's been terrible. I think especially for the Muslims that are the most visible, which sadly are men with beards and women who cover.
And let me ask you mentioned President Obama. He spoke at a mosque. What did that mean to you?
His rhetoric, I mean, has always been great. People might, you know, I mean, he's even been accused of being a Muslim.
Right.
So it was funny to note that, wow, he actually has never spoken from a U.S. mosque. Not to say that he hasn't visited mosques when he's been overseas, but I think that it's been tricky for Obama. You know, he's had to kind of maneuver allegations of being a Muslim while standing up for
It's kind of
Muslims.
a funny phrase in itself, right? Allegations, like no one says allegations of being a Catholic or anything like that. So when you look forward, how will this rhetoric impact America? How do you think this rhetoric gets dialed back?
So I think the conversations, the fact that you and I are talking about it, you know, the fact that mainstream media is asking, how do Muslims feel? Is this true? Yes, there's some uncomfortable questions and stereotypes that are being raised in the midst of all of this, but I think there's a silver lining, which is Muslim Americans are coming forth. We're saying, no, this is not acceptable. We're speaking out more than ever.
Right.
And we're kind of reclaiming the narrative. You can't be dismissive of the fact that the President of the United States spent over 40 minutes at a mosque preaching love, respect. It's important.
So this is kind of almost a technical question, I guess, at some level. Where he spoke, women are not allowed to speak.
Yes.
So how should we interpret that as Americans? The President of the United States goes to a place where effectively half the population of the United States can't be there.
That is such a fantastic question. And you know, as a Muslim, feminist, American, Bangladeshi, I don't know what else, mom, right, or anything else you can throw at me. It's conflicting. We're not only denied to pray or lead prayer, but we're denied to be kind of in the central parts of the mosque. It's like going to the Vatican and you get to pray in the great hall room in the front, and I get to pray behind the bathroom at the back. But I think one step at a time. He can't go to the mosque and say feminism, women in Islam, anti-Americanism, I mean, everything. So one step at a time, I think that it's good that you ask that question and more people need to ask it because it's a dual conversation that needs to be had.
Most Democrats and Republicans agree with one question in the Pew survey. Discrimination against Muslims in America is on the rise.